Hello everybody and welcome back to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads. If you're unfamiliar with who the Newlydeads are, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com for more information about who we are, what we do, and where to find us. So on this video, these have been sitting in a box for a little while, and there's only one actual new release in here per se, but this is from the Makeflix Black Friday sale, in which I'd picked up several things that were on sale, also some things that I've been eyeballing for a while that I've been wanting to pick up, but hadn't had a chance to. So there's a lot to cover here, and yeah, so let's just get started. First up, we have Side Effects May Vary. It's from 2024. The plot of this is that with the world gripped by a deadly pandemic, science denier Glenn Rollins turns to an experimental vaccine as treatment for a lingering sickness. Much to the surprise of the doctor, wife, and friends of the Glenn, the remedy immediately fixes what ails him, but Glenn will soon discover the only thing more fatal than the virus is the cure. This is directed by J.R. Bookwalter, who you may know from The Dead Next Door and Robot Ninja. Love J.R. Bookwalter. This stars James L. Edwards from Zombie Cop, and a movie that recently has become very discussed in like blu-ray forums, which is Krista. And I forget the full title, but anyway, you may know him from that. But there is the cover. Here's the back. I try to collect everything JR does. And so this one, like I said, I've been eyeballing for a while. The interior disc here is the same as the cover. And then you've got James there being very intense. Now, with this also came a mask, so you've got a little extra bonus item there. Next up, we have, now I'm a fan of the Camp Blood series. I know a lot of people kind of divisive with it series because it is not very linear. It's kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series where it doesn't follow its own rules, and it's not very consistent, but I enjoy it for whatever reason. I have everything so far except the Camp Blood Christmas, which just was released, and I've yet to pick it up. But this is Camp Blood 666 Part 2 from 2023. Yes, there's a lot of things going on here. So this is about a pastor's church group which unwittingly unleashes the clown's killer spirit and his cult followers. A vengeful witch orchestrates a clash between these evil forces, endangering all in their path. This is directed by Will Colazzo Jr., who did Amityville Thanksgiving. This stars Erica Dyer, who was in Amityville Turkey Day. Yeah, I think there's like 64, 65 Amityville films so far. And this is the first Camp Blood film to take place at a real campground. So, oh wait, there's the cover a little bit closer there. There's the clown killer, which his mask has changed a little over the years. Some scenes from that, as well as the features and information about the film. Inside, you have the disc itself, which is the same as the cover. You've also got this little insert card, which is also the same as the cover. Seems a little redundant, but if you like to hang those sorts of things up, there you go. Next up, let me get that out of the way. We have Camp Blood 9, Bride of Blood from 2024. This is also directed by Will Colazzo Jr., who did Night of the Zomghouls. I forgot the plot here. A group of misfit rockers rents an Airbnb on the way to a festival with no idea that they booked an eternal stay in Camp Blood. The killer clown is back, and this time he's taking a bride. This stars Butch Patrick from The Munsters. Yeah, he is popping up everywhere these days. A little bit of trivia here. This is the second of 2 Camp Blood movies starring Stephen Haar. He also appears in Camp Blood 666 Part 2, which is also known as Exorcism of a Clown, and he's playing a different character in both films. So there is the cover. On the back, you have some images from the film. There's Butch Patrick in the middle there. He's also on the cover with the gun. And on the inside, once again, you have a insert card and the art from the front. These are all shot on video. If you're not a fan of shot on video, you may not like these, but give them a chance. They're a good time. Next up, we have, this one's got a fun box. I opted to get the fun box. We have Camp Blood 10 animated from 2023. In this fully animated adventure, 6 college kids are heading out for a weekend in Florida. It's a long drive, so a stop at Camp Blackwood will be a chance to get a good night's sleep until the clown shows up and the blood starts flowing. This is directed by Jason Perry. This is his only credit. This stars Mel Heflin, who I'm friends with on Facebook, who was in Teacher Shortage, which is another friend of mine on Facebook's film, Troy Escamilla. Uh, Super nice guy. And a little bit of trivia here. This is the first movie in the franchise to be animated. Now, like I said, this has got a fun little box here. So you've got the cover. On the back, you have this signed. You've got, some images from the film there. This is a cardboard cover here. It's got, trying to be careful, Velcro. You have the film on the inside. On the back here, you've just got the Velcro. Then you've got the actual Blu-ray inside. So technically, you don't have to use the box, but why wouldn't you? On the back, you've got a shot from the film as well as the information I just read and any features there. Inside, once again, you've got the disc and a card for the film. I don't remember any other ones having this specific setup, but like I said, couldn't resist, and I'm excited to check it out. Next up, we have Camp Blood Clown Shark from 2024. After being dispatched by a young woman with the special ability to see horrendous murders in her visions, the evil spirit of the Camp Blood Killer passes into the fiercest of aquatic predators, the great white shark. This is directed by two people, Jeff Kirkendall, Return to Splatter Farm, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, and Mark Polonia, who did Cape Cod Cthulhu and a whole slew of other stuff. The thing about Polonia is his films are always a good time. The stars Anna Dayton, who was in The Girl Who Wore Yellow Lace. And a little bit of trivia here. Giant catfish are not a suitable substitute for shark babies. Just saying. So there you've got an image from that. I highly recommend, if you like shark movies, you like shot on video, and you like Camp Blood, or any one of those things, check out the trailer, and I guarantee you'll probably want to go check this out. Inside, you've got, again, card and the disc itself. Polonia is always a good time. Next up, this was the big thing that I was most excited to pick up because I love Chris Seaver and everything he's put out. I've got a bunch of his stuff on the shelf. Everything on Blu-ray that's available, I currently have, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, follow him, and just super nice guy. Would love to be a part of the stuff he makes, but being the fact that he's working out of New York, not really very convenient for a guy in Chicago or the Chicago area. But he recently made a third part in his trilogy of Mulva. This is Mulva Demon Ass Kicker. This is from 2023 and then released in 2025. Mulva is frustrated by her inability to reach the final level in Kunshin Do, so her friends hold an epic Halloween-themed summer party in the hopes of cheering her up. But a pair of uninvited, no-good-nick outcasts threaten to derail these plans by summoning a trio of schema sex demons who will grant their wish to spoil Mulva's food in exchange for wreaking carnal havoc upon the unsuspecting partygoers. It's the ultimate geek versus succubus throwdown. This is directed by Christopher J. Seaver, who did Mulva Zombie Ass Kicker and Mulva 2 Kill Teen Ape. This stars Deanna Naja, who was in Screamwalkers. This was shot 2 years ago and is being released by J.R. Bookwalter's Tempe Digital via Makeflix. So that is why this was not something I purchased directly from him. He did a big push for this, including theatrical runs where he went and talked about the movie. And like I said, this is the third part in a trilogy, so a lot of people are fans of the Mulva series. Inside, you have a different card, so that one is neat to have, and then you've got the disc itself. Now, anytime you order from Makeflix, J.R. Bookwalter is kind enough to include some extra stuff. So, one of these a couple of these things I'm not going to get into detail about because I've talked about one of these before. I did get another DVD copy of Forest Primeval, which on Dollar Store Drive-In, we did a review of this film. So if you'd like to hear more about that, check that out. Then he also sent a copy of The Bad Movie Police, case number 3, Humanoids from Atlantis. This is a series you can pick up through their site, but he sent me a copy there of that without the case, which is fine. And then when you bought Mulva, you also got a collectible poster, which if you are familiar with this channel, you've seen my other posters that I've gotten from Makeflix, including one that was signed by all of the cast members that is now framed not of Mulva, but of Death Scorch Service. And finally, this is the one I'll get a little bit more into because, like I said, I wrote down the stuff for Forest Primeval, but I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to repeat myself. But I also got a Blu-ray. This is a Blu-ray 3D. Has two films in this, Eyes of the Werewolf and Hunting Season. Eyes of the Werewolf is from 1999. It is about a laboratory accident which leaves Rich blind and at the mercy of a surgeon who performs an eye transplant. Unknown to everyone, the eyes are stolen from a werewolf. That's a new twist. All hell breaks loose as Rich extracts revenge during the next full moon. This is directed by Jeff Leroy, who did Giantess Attack versus Mecha Fembot and the original Giantess Attack. This is also directed by Tim Sullivan, who did this film and something called Vampire Femmes, which is an alternate spelling of vampire. This stars Mark Sawyer, who was in The Mark of Dracula. Interesting. A little bit of trivia here. The character named Siondak is most likely a reference to Curtis Siondak, the screenplay writer for The Wolfman, 1941. That's just a guess. Then we've also got Hunting Season from 2000. When two campers on a peaceful weekend excursion are suddenly confronted, harassed, and molested by a pack of heavily armed outdoorsmen, sounds like Deliverance, a brutal series of events ensues. This is directed by Jeff Leroy, who did Werewolf in a Women's Prison, and stars Chris Leroud, who was in How to Rob a Bank and 10 Tips to Actually Get Away with It. No trivia per se, but like I said, this was a bonus, so I didn't ask for this, but I will happily take it and watch it. I don't know if you have to have a 3D Blu-ray player to watch it, but I used to have one, and I don't anymore. Now I have a region-free player. So I'm hoping that it will work without that. We'll find out here soon enough when I watch the film as I take myself out of frame and become a super professional YouTuber. So, all right, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Joel. I'm one half of the Newlydeads, and keep in mind that tomorrow is not guaranteed, so don't forget to unbox your heart. We'll see you soon.